Oh, what a week it was in the state of Michigan. State Champs was there covering it all. Football to volleyball and everything in between. Big finishes and big wins and big performances. We talked two of the best quarterbacks in the state in our Mr. Football race and a couple road graders in the ANVIL discussion. That and a whole lot more. This is the State Champs Michigan High School Sports Show. Hey Michigan, it's your boy Lauren Plant, and I want to first say that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So many schools out there raising awareness. I know you have to get creative, especially in these times in terms of fundraising for causes like breast cancer awareness. Hungry Howie's makes it easy. Just buy pizza and then eat it, of course. Welcome to State Champs Michigan High School Sports Show. I'm Lauren Plant, and this program features everything we filmed across the state last week and puts it in a nice, convenient, highly entertaining package for you. We thank Lawrence Technological University for being the presenting sponsor for all of our programming, and LTU wants you. As many as 400 athletes over the next few years, 26 NAIA sports offered, a world-class education, the highest return on investment once you graduate, athletic and academic scholarships available. Start your academic journey at ltu.edu or recruit yourself at ltuathletics.com. Let us begin.
I'm Chuck Pellerino, and we've got some Thursday night MAC Blue action coming at you. The 1-1 Fraser Ramblers came in to take on the Sterling Heights Stallions. First quarter in the Rambler D setting the tone for the night. Noah Abyss drops back and Corey McDonald right there for the pick. Nothing but green in front of him as he completes the pick six. 2-point conversion good. Fraser up 8-0. Stallions respond right back. Nico Johnson in the Wildcat. The sophomore takes it himself up the right side for the 31-yard score. The 8-6 score would hold through halftime. Fraser gets an interception to start the second half, and they will capitalize. Brady Berezowski with a good fake to his running back, takes it himself left side, dives for the pylon and scores from 15 yards out. Ramblers increase their lead 15-6 after 3. But Sterling Heights comes right back in the fourth. After putting together a long drive, Abyss looking for something, sees nothing, so he takes off himself. Only one man to beat, and he'll bounce off the tackle into the end zone. 2-point conversion good, and it's 15-14. Fraser puts this one away late, though. Berezowski hits the freshman Bareem Robbie on the quick slant. He'll win the foot race to the end zone for a 57-yard score as Fraser improves to 2-1 on the season, beating Sterling Heights 22-14, our final score.
I'm Kevin Trzynski, coming to you from Franklin High School in Livonia for this KLAA East Division matchup as the Patriots hosted crosstown rivals, the Churchill Chargers. There was no scoring in the first quarter, and it was a different game the rest of the way. Senior signal caller Gavin Brooks will find fellow junior Boston Clegg Jr. on the flat, and Clegg will take it on in from 11 yards out. Chargers light up the scoreboard first and lead 7-0. The Patriots would respond just moments later on the first play of the drive. And this one is all junior QB, Zach Olesic. That 65-yard score gets the Patriots up on the board, and this game is all tied up at 7-all. You ever hear of the phrase, anything you can do, I can do better? Well, if you haven't, here's your chance to witness Chargers QB Gavin Brooks doing his thing. Fakes the handoff and then makes the cut right up the gut. Brooks will reach pay dirt on the 41-yard keeper. Missed extra point has Churchill in the lead, 13-7. The Patriots would respond just a minute later. Olesic hands off the rock to running back Trevo Perzak, and the junior will score on the 19-yard sweep. Franklin takes their first lead of the game, 14-13 Patriots. We're not done with scoring just yet. A minute left in the half. Chargers QB Gavin Brooks finds his brother Bailey Brooks in the flats, and the junior has a clear path to the end zone. That 21-yard family score sends Churchill into the locker room, up 19-14. 7 minutes left in the third. Franklin with the ball at midfield. Keep your eye on QB Zach Olesic, who fakes me out on the camera. I'm pretty sure the junior ate his Wheaties this morning, 50 yards to the house. Patriots reclaim the lead, 22-19. Remember the Brooks family connection that scored earlier for Churchill? Well, they strike again. Gavin finds Bailey on the slant, and it's off to the races. 58 yards, back and forth game. Chargers in the lead, 26-22. Still in the third, and Franklin QB Zach Olesic wants the attention back on him. gets a nice block from senior lineman Aaron Mass, and Olesic will take this one in untouched from 50 yards out. Patriots back on top 29-26 at the end of the third. Franklin going for it on 4th and inches, and the Patriots get some help from an underclassman. Sophomore running back Cordell Mabins has a hole that he will bust out of, and all he has is daylight on the 20-yard score. Patriots pulling away, up 36-26. Churchill battles back. Senior QB Brooks is going to find fellow senior Jordan Garcia wide open in the middle, and that 35-yard score has the Chargers down 3, 36-33. Close game on the line with just under 3 minutes to go. Big plays all game, and have another one. Brooks is going to air this one out to Jordan Garcia, catches in stride, makes a cut back, and he is gone. Chargers would add another late, and Churchill defeats Franklin 47-36, your final score.
I'm Ryan Slocum. We head to a Southeastern Conference Red Division matchup with Monroe hosting Saline. Both teams coming in at 2-0. First quarter action. Senior quarterback Jacob Blouser connects to a wide-open Adavian Billingsley for the 19-yard score. Trojans led it 7-0 after 1. Saline comes right back in the second. Senior Gavin Little works his way in for the 6-yard touch. They would miss the PAT, so it's 7-6. Later, the Hornets buzzing again. It's Little around the edge. He's in. Little finished the night with 3 scores on the ground. Saline now up 13-7. Let's go! And they would then execute the 2-minute drill to perfection to close out the half. Junior quarterback Larry Robinson throws it deep to Caden Winston, but it would be his teammate Nathan Holmberg that would snag it. He takes it down inside the red zone. A couple of plays later, it's Robinson sneaking it in for the score. Saline goes into halftime leading 20-7. More from Mr. Robinson in the second half. He takes it to the neighborhood for the second time, this time from 14 yards out. Saline extends its lead to 26-7. But there was no quit in Monroe. Blosser finding time, and he finds the junior Tristan Hansa in the back of the end zone. The Trojans cut the lead to 26-13. But it would be too much from Saline on this night. Joshua Rush goes in for the shorty. The Hornets take a 34-13 lead into the fourth. Late in the game now, Saline freshman C.J. Carr, the grandson of former Michigan coach Lloyd Carr, he's in at QB, and he gets his first varsity touchdown from 17 yards away. His teammates loving every second of it. Saline goes on to beat Monroe 48-21 the final. The Hornets improve to 3-0 on the year.
In Zeeland, the annual Bird Bowl, Zeeland East at Zeeland West. Ducks head coach John Shillito sitting on 299 career wins. First quarter, senior quarterback Carson Gulker on the keeper into the end zone. 2-pointer made it 8-0 Zeeland West. It's 14-0 Ducks when East takes to the air. Senior signal caller Ethan Hotelling going up top for Sam Cochran, 42 yards down to the 6. It led to a Hotelling touchdown run in a 14-7 game. Third quarter, 13-point Ducks lead, and Gulker's taken to the air, hooking up with Tarek DeYoung, 42-yard touchdown pass, 26-7 home team. And then it's Gulker going back to the air, his second touchdown pass to DeYoung. He also ran for 2 TDs. Zeeland West beats Zeeland East 34-14 and gives head coach John Shillito his 300th career win.
Hungry Howie's wants to thank you. Because for every pizza sold in October, we make a donation to the National Breast Cancer Foundation. And together we've raised millions of dollars just by doing what you love. Hungry? Howie's.
Hi everyone, it's another week of high school football here in the great state of Michigan, and it's time for another update in the great Mr. Football race presented by Hungry Howie. Sean Belizean back in the chair, and Sean, believe it or not, just 6 regular season games this year, so we are already at mid-season, and I would expect we are now going to start to truly see who is beginning to emerge at perhaps winning the award come December.
Yeah, the cream is rising to the top for a few guys, and we'll talk about a couple guys that fit that bill, Lauren.
Our top 10 list of candidates are now on your screen. We have not made a shakeup yet. This is still the original list. That could change very soon. Today, Sean's breaking down two quarterbacks who I know expect not only to be in the Final Four for Mr. Football, but the Final Four of winning a state championship.
Well, let's start in Belleville. I mean, here's Christian Dureed. What else does this kid have to do? He has been phenomenal his entire career. He keeps adding chapters to his illustrious career. If you didn't check it out last week, 7 more scores. That's right, 7 touchdown passes against Fordson. And, oh, by the way, a chance to break the state record of 124. He continues this. Those looks are going to start coming in from everywhere as he continues to lead the Tigers to greatness on the field. Kid's been doing it for 4 years now. Started as a freshman. Here he is as a senior looking for big things. Let's take a look at DANTE Moore as well. The dynamic sophomore is already getting looks from all over the nation, including in his own backyard, as both Michigan and Michigan State are peeking around. King bounced back from a tough loss to Cass Tech in week 1. They breezed to a 32-7 win over Western International in week 2. Moore threw a couple more scores. This 4-star is 6'2", 180, and considered to be a pro-style quarterback. Just another great player at King. Oh, by the way, the kid's still growing. He's only a sophomore. So keep your eye on him, not only for the rest of the year, Lauren, but certainly for the rest of his career.
We had a Mr. Football just a few years ago who was a King quarterback. And remember, just because DANTE Moore is a sophomore doesn't mean he can't be Mr. Football. We want the best player in the state. He could win it 3 years in a row, for all we know. That's what separates this award from any other in the state. Don't be fooled. State Champs Mr. Football is the crowning achievement for any player in the state. What also differentiates this award and the ANVIL award is your vote matters. The leading vote getter can never be taken out of the running, and whomever wins the online vote at the end of the season has a 20% chance of taking home the hardware over anyone else in the Final Four. Sean, we can't stress the importance of that enough.
Yeah, you got to get out there and be a part of this. We've seen that be the determining factor in other sports as well. So make sure that you're a part of it and help your boy out.
That's right. The Andrell Anthony camp is killing it. Right now, it's Andrell who would win the online vote if it ended today. He'd be automatically in the Final Four. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, high school football fans. Another update next week.
I'm Kevin Czerzinski reporting from Walled Lake Western for this Lakes Valley Conference matchup in boys soccer. It's a battle for the top spot in the LVC as the Warriors hosted the South Lyon Lions. 3 minutes into the contest, and the Lions pounce on the opportunity off the quarter kick. Junior Josh Mason using his dome to put his team up early in the contest, and those Lions lead 1-0. Still in the first half, the Warriors on the attack off the high boot. Check out senior Luke Karfus as he battles off 2 defenders, settles the rock, and boots it into the back of the net. And we've got ourselves a great game cooking up. Tie ball game, 1-1. Walled Lake Western would close out the first half with a goal and the lead thanks to a laser kick from the top of the box by Kieran Macbeth. That was one heck of a shot by the junior, and Western up 2-1 at the break. South Lyon would score yet again just minutes into the half, just like how they started this game off. My man Josh Mason thinking with his head, and the smart goal ties this game up at 2 apiece. Less than 10 minutes to go in the game, and the Lions trying to get some offense going. Senior Jack Voigt with the nice through pass to junior Cade White, and White will get taken down from behind just inside the box, and the ref, he calls for the penalty. Senior Gene Gamboa gets the call from head coach Brian Elliott to take the shot, and he will bury this one easily as South Lyon holds off Walled Lake Western. 3-2 your final score, and both teams currently share that top spot in the LVC with 19 points. go to the west side of the state for volleyball. The top 10 showdown in Division 1 as Grand Rapids Forest Hill Central was at home to take on Byron Center. Forest Hill Central ranked 5th in the latest D1 rankings, and we picked things up in the first set. Morgan Tilton with the quick dish to Tatum Otolski, who smacks it down for the kill as the Rangers would take the first set. It went back and forth in the second. Brooklyn Connor gets it right back for the winner. Forest Hill Central takes the lead at 14-13. Byron Center, the second-ranked team in the state, would prevail in the second as the junior outside hitter Taylor Humphrey blasts it home as the Bulldogs take the set 25-23. And they would carry that momentum into the third. Following a good rally, it's Caroline Baker sending it over to Mackenzie Bennett, and the freshman comes through on the kill. The third set was another close one, but the Bulldogs would have too much bite. Amanda Hilliker gets it to Humphrey, and it just stays in as they would take the set 25-23. But back comes Forest Hill Central. Tilton with the dish to Brooklyn Connor for the kill. Rangers would take the fourth, and we're going to a fifth set tiebreaker. F8 Central would get the scoring started in the fifth. Following another good rally, Tilton gets it over to Dunn for the winner. And it would be too much Byron Center on this night as Sierra Alaska with the dish to Maria Barr, who gets it to go for the point, as Byron Center goes on to beat Forest Hill Central in 3-2.
I'm Ryan Slocum. Let's head to the Mid-Michigan Activities Conference, where a pair of unbeaten arch rivals went at it with New Lothrop at Montrose. The Hornets get the ball first, and they waste no time. Cam Orr marches them right down the field. He caps the 5-play drive with a 14-yard touchdown for a 6-0 lead. After a fumble recovery, more quick work by New Lothrop. Will Muron hits the sideline, and like Savage and Bowman, he's running. 75 yards to the crib. That puts the Hornets up 12-zip. The Rams answer on their ensuing possession. Bobby Skinner scrambles, and then he goes into airplane mode. He finds Chase Perrin, who takes it 58 yards down to the 6. T.O. Harrison punches it in a couple of plays later. Montrose right back in it, down 12-7. But they couldn't keep the Hornets' offense from buzzing. Muron again, this time from 12 yards away. The two-pointer no good again, so that makes it 18-7. After another fumble, it's Orr swinging it out to Garrett Mangino. He comes out of the backfield and takes it down to the 1. They'd find the paint 2 plays later. It was 25-7 at the end of 1. And the Hornets were far from done. In the second, Killer Cam keeps it himself, 18 yards. New Lothrop led it 38-7 at the break, and it was more of the same in the second half. Muron again. The senior ran for 181 yards and 3 scores. It wasn't the Rams' night, but they never gave up. Skinner finds Perrin in the back of the end zone. He makes the incredible TD grab. Moss you very much. But it was New Lothrop picking up its 5th straight win over Montrose, 44-15.
We always want to come out with more intensity. Not a sense of hate, I guess you could say, because we're all kind of fairly cool with each other. But I think, being that they're basically our neighbors and stuff like that, we just kind of want to prove that we're better in the area.
I'm Jason Hutton in the West Michigan area. We had a great matchup in the OK Gold as Cedar Springs came to Cougar Stadium to take on Grand Rapids Catholic Central. Both teams 2-0 on the season, and it was the Cougars that got off to a great start behind outstanding junior quarterback Joey Silveri on third down up top for Danny Michaelay. What a grab in the end zone, 7-0 CC. Early second quarter, it's Silveri going back to his favorite target, Jace Williams, the senior star, hauls it in, 14-0 Catholic Central. And then again, in the second quarter, it's Silveri to Notre Dame commit Nolan Ziegler on the money, 49 yards, 21-8 Catholic Central at the half. In fact, they led 35-16 after 3, and that's when Cedar really made a push. The hand to junior Aiden Brunin. He is in from 7 yards out, 35-22. After the Red Hawks recovered an onside kick, it's senior quarterback Jeremy Campione sneaking in from a yard out. All of a sudden, we've got a 35-28 game with just a minute 41 to go. And then after Catholic Central recovered a Cedar Springs onside kick attempt, it's Silveri trying to run out the clock, breaking free and into the end zone. Grand Rapids Catholic Central beats Cedar Springs 42-28.
I'm Jake Durant from the UP. It was a cold October evening for the game between Marquette and Kingsford. Offense was at a premium in this one. Defense is stepping up early. Marquette running back Brady Wright going to cough up the ball here. Flivers would recover. A bit later, it's Marquette's turn for a turnover. David Eberhard with the INT. He heads down the sideline. He'll get taken down after a nice gain. The Redmen are in business. Marquette going to break the scoring open in the third quarter. Austin Riddle going to keep it on the option. He's going to get tossed into the end zone, but he crossed the line before the ball would come loose. It's 7-0 Marquette. The Redmen defense was the story of this game. Desmond Mullen able to come up with yet another interception for the Redmen. That would lead to this in the fourth quarter. Marquette looking to put this game out of reach. Connor Johnson going to nail the field goal. The Redmen shut out the Flivers 10-0 on Kingsford's homecoming night.
Well, our defense stepped up, like you said. I mean, they just kept making play after play after play, and you know, just so proud, like I said, for the effort.
It feels amazing, especially since like our defense has played really well, and our preparation this week just came really hard. So I think we're ready for this game. We just wanted to make big plays, big hits, and just keep everyone rolling.
Let's go to Negaunee. The Miners playing host to Lance. Negaunee's early momentum going to come to a halt thanks to a great defensive play by Eli Ostermeyer. He forces the fumble and recovers the ball as the Miners drive stalls. We stay scoreless. A bit later, Lance in the red zone. Alex Kissel with the rollout. He's going to toss one to a wide open Presley Rosanen to put the Purple Hornets up 6-0. On the ensuing kickoff, Miners setting up the return. It's Joe Mallett who's going to find a crease right up the middle, and there is nothing but green grass in front of him. He takes it all the way to the end zone. Mallett with the kickoff return for the touchdown. He gives the Miners the momentum right back as they take the 7-6 lead. Let's jump to the third quarter. Miners on the move again. Lucas Nelson going to take the handoff, and he's able to bull his way in from a few yards out. The Miners score 29 unanswered as they go on to win 29-6 over Lance.
Heading back to Traverse City, Thurlby Field now, where Kingsley looking to move to 3-0 if they get by Traverse City St. Francis. Tough to beat them 2 years in a row, though, and that's the obstacle that stood in front of the Stags entering this one. St. Francis up by 3 after the first. Owen Graves, though, would get the Stags on the board right here. 70 yards on this score. Put them up 8-3 on that Thurlby Field turf. New turf replaced in the offseason. Wouldn't last long, though. Ensuing kickoff, Glads hit him with the reverse. Like a best shot, it works to perfection. Anthony Piedmont have nothing but green, and he'd take it the distance, give his team, the home team, the lead back. But Graves going to work again. Not quite as long as the last highlight, but still about 60 yards. So if you had him in high school fantasy, you're doing pretty well. He beat the only man in front of him a couple times. And Stags jump back out to lead 16-11. Just 3 seconds left before the half, though. Charlie Peterson keeps this one himself. Gives St. Francis a 17-16 lead heading into the break, but it's Kingsley that looks strong in the second half. They win at 36-23 to get the 3-0 start on the year.
Let's take a look at an important rules change for the upcoming season.
One of the other visible rules changes taking place this year in football pertains to the quarterback spiking the ball into the ground after receiving the snap from center in an attempt to stop the clock. Previously, clocking the ball in an effort to preserve time could only be done from a traditional hand-to-hand snap from the center to the quarterback, which actually worked to the disadvantage of teams which run shotgun formations all the time. The rules change allows the quarterback from a shotgun formation to immediately spike the ball into the ground after receiving it to stop the clock with an incomplete pass. bringing the high school rule in line with the college and professional rules.
To learn more about football rules and football rules changes, please visit the MHSAA website.
Did you record an unbelievable touchdown, a game-winning goal, or just a proud parent moment? Then we want your clip. Upload your video to the brand new State Champs Network app so we can feature it on one of our shows and give your player, team, and school the recognition they deserve. All it takes is just a few easy clicks, and every clip that is submitted will automatically be eligible for prizes. Download the State Champs Network app today for iPhone and Android devices.
I'm Chuck Pellerito, and we head over to the Mac White Jamboree for cross country at Anchor Bay High School. At the halfway marker, it would be Luke Maher from Port Huron Northern and Matthew Lewandowski from Utica Ford leading the pack. And at the finish line, they would swap places. Lewandowski taking the top spot with a final time of 17:18, followed by a pack of Huskies led by Maher and Carter Bellinger to round out the top three. As Port Huron Northern took top spots here, Lance Cruz North in second, and Utica Ford in third. On to the ladies now. At the mile-and-a-half marker, Kara Coolidge from Anchor Bay would have a commanding lead. Tessa Vander Heuvel from Port Huron Northern is the next closest. And with a final time of 20 minutes and 31 seconds, Kara Coolidge wins the race. A minute behind her, Hannah Dean from Warren Mott just edges out Vander Heuvel. Anchor Bay wins the top spot, Port Huron Northern in second, and Ford would take third. We go to girls swimming for a KLAA conference showdown as Brighton went on the road to take on Novi. Brighton coming in ranked 6th in Division I. We begin with the 400 medley relay. It was a battle at the end between teammates Elizabeth Aschatz and Josie Fisher of Brighton. It will be Aschatz getting to the wall first for the victory. Novi, ranked number 5 in the latest D1 rankings, would respond in the exciting 50 free. Another close finish here between Kodoko Blair of the Wildcats and Anya Bodell of Brighton. Middle of your screen, it would be Blair that would edge it out for the win. She also captured the 100 free as well. We go to diving. Sarah Kerbrat was smooth and precise in her dives as she would get top honors in this event with a total score of 211 points. Back to the races in the 100 butterfly. Another good finish here between Annika Geyer of Brighton and Michelle Luo of Novi. Geyer of just 0.11 seconds to get the win. More from Brighton in the 500 freestyle. This would be Drew Telking that would go on for the 1-second victory with a time of 5 minutes and 14 seconds. The Wildcats would respond in the 200 free relay. It would be Blair anchoring the last leg in this race, and she gets the 4-second win. This meet was close throughout the night. Bodell for Brighton would jump out in the 100-yard backstroke and would cruise on in for the 4-second victory. And we go to the final race of this meet, the 400-yard relay. It would be Brighton that would come out in this one as Victoria Shriver goes on in for the victory as Brighton goes on to beat Novi in this KLAA swim dual meet.
On to the OK Red, where 2-0 Granville took on 2-0 Hudsonville. Scoreless early win. Ian Sanders goes to the air and hooks up with Tommy Gregoire, 66 yards to the end zone, and the Bulldogs took an early lead. In fact, they lead 14-0 at the half. Third quarter, here come the Eagles down 14-7. Senior quarterback Brennan Hayes right up the middle into the end zone. We got a 14-14 game headed to the final 12 minutes. In fact, Hudsonville took a 17-14 lead on a field goal. Then with under a minute to go, Bulldogs hand to Marcel Love, muscles in from 7 yards out. Granville takes a 21-17 lead with just 36 seconds to go. Final play of regulation, Hudsonville trying to pass, and it's Marcel Love with the game-sealing interception as Granville holds on for a thrilling 21-17 win over Hudsonville to improve to 3-0. OK White, it's 2-0 Forest Hill Central at 2-0 Byron Center. First home game of the year for the Bulldogs. Early on, it's senior quarterback Sawyer White was right up the middle and into the end zone. 7-0 Bulldogs, and they would keep going from there. After an interception, the hand is to senior Mason Breet. He gets the corner and into the end zone. 14-0 Byron Center, just over 2 minutes into the game. It's 27-7 in the third quarter, and here come the Rangers. The hand to Ben Scholler. He takes it in for a 27-14 game, but the home team able to put it away. Whitechurch right up the middle on the short TD run. Byron Center impressive. 35-14 over Forest Hill Central. Bulldogs improve to 3-0.
Another Northern Michigan team looking to move to 3-0 on this young season. The Charlevoix Raiders on the road at Boyne City, one of their big rivals in the NMFL Leaders Division. Bad snap goes off of Boyne City QB Jack Mears' fingertips here. Goes up in the air, but running back Bobby Hoff controls it, and Hoff makes sense. Cold, it was kind of chilly. Big gain there later in the quarter. Charlevoix finding some offense. It's Caleb Stuck. Finds Luke Snyder across the middle of the field for a nice Raider gain, and then a long run by Philip Sterrett gets the Charlevoix offense revving. Unfortunately, that drive would end with a turnover on downs. Boyne City back to work. Hoth again able to punch it in for 6 on that next possession. Now the Raiders held a 1-touchdown lead at the end of 3, and they were able to keep that intact in the final score. They win it by 8 on the road, 28-22, also moved to 3-0 on the season.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. Anvil time. The coach Tim Beckler is back with me as we give you another update in this year's State Champs Anvil Award competition presented by Hungry Howie's. We created this award 3 years ago because the Ironmen, the guys who never get the accolades they deserve. There have been so many great nicknames to describe the linemen who battle it out in the trenches. The Wrecking Crew, Gang Green, the Ministers of Defense, Steel Curtain, Purple People Eaters, the Fearsome Foursome. I could go on and on. We are on the hunt to name the best linebacker or lineman, offense or defense, in the state by naming them the Anvil winner. You've got a 4-year starter this week and another masher who was a preseason Butkus nominee. Please tell us about both guys.
Right. That first guy is Garrett Dellinger, senior offensive tackle, defensive tackle from Clarkston, committed to LSU. Now, he had some injuries last year as a junior, so really the last film I was able to watch on him was from his sophomore year. And I tell you what, that kid is so much better than he was as a sophomore, which he should be. And probably going against Rocco every day in practice is definitely making both of these boys better. 4-star offensive tackle, great pass blocker, used to play basketball, and it shows. I just can't believe 6'6", 280 in the way he moves. Run blocking, super dominant, just wants to put people on their back. But what I'm really impressed with him this year is at D tackle. They'll line him up as a 1 technique, 2-eye, 2-3 technique, inside. But they'll also move him out on the edge as an end for pass rushing purposes, and he is really getting after people. Our second guy is Jamari Budden. He's a senior, 6'3", 220 pounds, defensive end, linebacker, tight end from Belleville, and he's committed to Penn State. I really like him at linebacker. Big, but he moves extremely well, covers a lot of territory. But what really popped out to me on film was the way he uses his hands. So many people think, oh, he's a linebacker, he's unblockable, untouchable. Against good teams, linebackers are going to get blocked, believe me. But with this kid, he attacks the blocker, and the natural, the good ones, do it so quickly and so easily that it's like they're looking past the blocker. But if you watch film on him, he attacks and then just sheds, and he's there. That's impressive.
I want to thank you for being here. Go to statechampsnetwork.com and vote. We have not made any changes to the top 10 list you're seeing on your screen right now. That could change as soon as next week. You never know. You need to vote for your guy to show that you believe he needs to stay in the competition. Perfect example. Are you a Jamari Budden fan? Sure wouldn't know it by the votes out there he has. I'm just calling it like I see it. Vote for him, Belleville Nation. Damon Payne, too. You have 2 in this competition. As far as who seems to have already locked up a spot in the Final Four, Rocco Spindler. The Clarkston faithful, maybe with a little help from Notre Dame Nation, are rocking the vote. He leads by a mile. But if you show up and support your guy, even if he's not number 1, Dellinger needs some help, Wolves. Go get it. For instance, the Traverse City Central Carson Briggs faithful are strong. Several thousand votes. We'll talk about him next week, Coach. Linemen have never had an award like this in the state of Michigan. Tell the people how important it is they support their guy, or to let us know about a guy who should be on the list that will get support. Go to statechampsnetwork.com, click on the contest tab, click the ANVIL Award, and vote. We'll talk again next week. To get caught up with the latest in Michigan high school football, check out the State Champs Michigan Extra Point podcast. Matt Mowry, Scott Bernstein, and myself, Lauren Plant, talk about the latest results, the Mr. Football and ANVIL competitions, and preview the week ahead. You can listen to State Champs Michigan's Extra Point podcast wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.
It's time now to take a look inside LTU athletics. The men's and women's golf team had a busy but successful schedule within the last couple of weeks. On September 26, both Blue Devil teams competed in the LTU WGC Collegiate at the Washtenaw Golf Club. Starting with the women's team, senior Rachel Christian won the individual trophy, shooting an 81. Following closely behind her was the junior Manasa Potlery, who tied for third, shooting an 87. Behind her was the senior Sarah Davis with an 88, finishing in 8th place. Lauren Hartline with a 92 finished 9th, and Julia Lafere with a 94 finished 11th overall. The women's team won the tournament, beating 4 other teams. This is their 3rd win of the season. Switching over to the men's side, with a 3-peat winning streak, the men's team is unstoppable. The freshman Louis Pacheco won the men's field, shooting a 75, finishing only 3 over par. Eddie Sheehan took 2nd place with a 76, and highlighting some of the other players, sophomore Tanner Schnell shot a 79, and Caleb Wiesner shot an 86. The men's team competes in the WAC Men's Preview on October 5th at Bedford Valley Golf Club in Augusta, Michigan. For more information on the LTU golf team, head over today.
I'm Greg Molson in Clarkston for a huge showdown in the OAA Red. The Clarkston Wolves hosting their league rivals from West Bloomfield. The Lakers threw an interception on their first play of the game, leading to an early Clarkston touchdown. The quarterback, Mike DePillo, keeps it himself from 4 yards out. West Bloomfield has an answer though. Dylan Tatum takes the handoff around the left side and into the end zone to even it up at 7-all. The Lakers then take the lead in the second behind the running of Donovan Edwards. He takes this one down to the 5. Then on 4th and inches, Edwards goes up and over the line for the touchdown, putting West Bloomfield on top 14-7 at the half. Then on the Lakers' first play of the second half, they add to the lead. Alex Short throwing over the middle to Maxwell Hairston. He weaves his way through the defenders, and he is gone. 80 yards to make it 21-7. But that would end up being West Bloomfield's only offensive play in the third quarter, as Clarkston's offense controlled the ball thanks to its running game, marching 95 yards down the field. Ethan Clark with the big run to start the drive. DePillo finishes it on the first play in the fourth with the 1-yard dive to cut the lead to just 7. And on the Lakers' first play of the fourth, just their second in the second half, they give the ball right back as Edwards drops the lateral pass. It's recovered by Evan McClory. That set up Clark for the 16-yard run through the worn-down Laker defense, tying the game at 21-all. And that was it in regulation as they play into overtime. The Wolves get the ball first and get a field goal from Steven Rusnak to go up 24-21. The Clarkston defense then holds the Lakers to a field goal try as well, but their kick is no good. Clarkston completes the comeback from 14 down to win it by 3.
The Wolves 24 and the Lakers 21.
I'll tell you guys, 45 years. I don't know if we've ever played a better game.
We knew we wanted to chew the clock, You know, they're a big play team. We don't want them to have big offensive drives because they got so many playmakers on the field. So we want to take big drives, big long drives, eat them out, wear them down, and then just keep punching it. You know, we just kept running it down their throat, and that's how we got the victory.
You know, I told Ron when one of the kids got hurt, I went over to the sidelines and he was helping this kid out. I said, isn't it great just to be out here? Isn't it great? This is what high school football is all about. This is why so many people wanted it back. I mean, it's just a great high school football game.
I'm Mike Erlitis. Friday night lights action in the OAA as the Rochester Falcons host the Blackhawks of Bloomfield Hills. The visiting Blackhawks would strike first. QB Tanner Slazinski finds Jacoby Lee. He takes it in for 36 yards as Bloomfield Hills leads 7-0 after one. Rochester would wake up in the second quarter. Xavier Spann breaks loose and he's gone. 33 yards to the end zone. Falcons score 16 unanswered points as they take a 9-point lead. Blackhawks would come right back. Slazinski scrambles and finds an open Andrew Sapirski for 6, cutting the Rochester lead to 2 at 16-14. Still in the second, and the Falcons rebuttal with the passing game as well. Alex Bueno connects 31 yards to Bobby Kroner as Rochester leads 22-14 at the half. Third quarter, the combo of Slazinski and Sapirski would strike again, this time for 47 yards. Blackhawks down 22-20. Still in the third, Rochester with the ball and backed up to their own 6-yard line. But that proves no problem. Great pass from Bueno as Kroner goes 94 yards to pay dirt. Falcons up 29-20 after 3. All Rochester in the fourth. Here's Bueno on the keeper for another score. Falcons take this one 42-20 over Bloomfield Hills as Rochester starts their season 3-0 for the first time since 1993.
Let's move to Munising for some 8-player football. The Mustangs hosting Superior Central. First quarter, no score. Mustangs going to punch it in from a few yards out as Chad Trepchik going to lunge in for the score. On the 2-point conversion attempt, Kane Nebel with the rollout. He hits a wide-open Jacob Madsen. It's 8-0 Munising. Staying in the first quarter, Mustangs on the move once again. Nebel with a little play action. That's going to free up Ethan Lukoski, and that is an easy pitch and catch. Munising rolls in this one 40-12 over Superior Central.
Hey everyone, Harrison Beebe joining you from Northern Michigan, spotlighting a triple header of games. Traverse City Central and Cadillac both 2-0 winner. Looking to take the lead in the Big North Conference. Cadillac's Aiden Gurdon. Great first drive for the Vikes, but it ends on a costly turnover to cornerback Carson Bordeaux, bringing things back for the Trojans. Next possession, junior quarterback Josh Burnham making the Vikings pay. He's wearing 86 in this game. He usually wears number 8, but he runs about 68 yards too, so he reversed that jersey number, and that about adds up to the yardage on this score here. Early 6-0 lead on the road for Central. Vikings trying to get the first downs going. They do. Carter Harsh delivering solid ball movement to the side of the field, but they would turn over the ball again, this time on a fumble on this possession. Late in the half, Gurdon connects with Colin Johnston near the end zone, gets the foot inbounds, but the Vikings aren't in yet, and they wouldn't get into the end zone in the half, have to settle for a Colin Hess field goal, making it 6-3, but too much time left on the clock for Burnham and company. Here is Josh punching in another one from right up next to the goal line. 12-3, Central would lead at the break. A lot higher scoring in the second half, 41-17 the final.
Another big Catholic League Central Division clash took place at Wisner Stadium. Orchard Lake St. Mary's coming in at 1-1.
1, 2, 3, let's go.
Taking on 1-1 Brother Rice, and make no bones about it, the Warriors, with a half dozen players out due to injury and quarantine, chips were down. It was clear they would have to dig deep.
Everyone digs tonight. It's gonna close up.
You're gonna bring it in the dirt. And you gotta decide right now how easy it would be to lay down and die. How easy it would be to accept that warmth, close my eyes, and say, you know what, I'm done. That's on you. Everyone grabs their shovel. Digs, digs, till their hands bleed. Dig tonight. Grab a shovel.
State Champs Game Time live on hand for the play-by-play. And from the outset, you knew this one was going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight. First quarter, the 6'6" junior quarterback for the Warriors, Jake Coulter, coming into his own as a signal caller. Passes complete to Nick Devereaux, and he's in Eaglet territory. But from behind, junior linebacker Jordan Cannon will punch it free. Orchard Lake St. Mary's recovers. Still in the first, and Eaglets on the move. They love to pound the rock. Give is to the 6'1" senior Lance Hilly. He's got OLSM in striking distance. Few plays later, they reward Cannon with the pigskin, and he punches it in from a few yards out. Orchard Lake St. Mary's took a 7-0 lead. Under 2 minutes to go in the quarter, and Rice responds. Coulter hits a streaking Rocco Melia, and the senior will do the rest. 67-yard pitch and catch. Coulter was 22 of 32 for 320 yards in the game. That knotted things up at 7, and it stayed that way into the half.
Seniors, I've said it already, I've said it again. This is your last chance to play a Catholic League game in season, regular season, and leave your mark upon the Catholic League. You all bring it up.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Seniors reminded of the stakes, and Orchard Lake with a nice drive late in the third. Senior quarterback Jason Ross looking to take the lead right here, but his pass is picked off by the senior Melia. Huge play. We move all the way to 6 seconds left in the game, and the Warriors with a chance to win it with the field goal. The third string kicker, all that's left to get the job done. His first game on varsity, the junior Connor Kalka just gets this 31-yarder to fall into the uprights, and that would be all she wrote. Despite the odds, Brother Rice digs themselves up a win. They beat their nemesis 10-7 the final. Both teams in Division III this year, so their next meeting could be in the district playoffs.
Come on, baby!
First off, I want to say I'm really proud of this team. I mean, we don't have the most talent, but we do have the most heart and the most effort out of every team I've ever played on, and I think in the whole state. But overall, like, we keep fighting, and we're going to keep fighting for the rest of this year, and we're coming for a state championship.
Rise on 3! 1, 2, 3! Rise!
We want to hear from you, Michigan. Go to our contact page and tell us the game you want us to cover. Just go over to statechampsnetwork.com. Regardless of the sport, we'll see if we can check it out. If you're a student athlete that wants to play intercollegiate athletics, Lawrence Technological University wants to hear from you. A Division II level NAIA school, athletic scholarships are being offered. Go to ltuathletics.com. I'm Lauren Plant. Have a great week. State Champs Michigan's high school sports show is presented by Lawrence Technological University and Lawrence Tech Athletics. For everything LTU, visit ltu.edu. You can recruit yourself to any of Lawrence Tech's 27 collegiate athletic teams by visiting ltuathletics.com. Also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. The Michigan Army National Guard, a proud partner of the MHSAA, and by Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor.